Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this is Season 3, Episode 5 of An Englishman Abroad, where we are currently out in Thailand managing Buriram United. So in the last episode, it was all about the cups as we picked up 3 wins in 3 different competitions against Sakai, Chiang Rai and Jumpasri. In this episode, we're going to play against Jeonbuk in the second leg of the Champions League. We have also an option to play Nakhon Ratchasima twice in a League Cup game and an FA Cup game. However, if the Champions League draw comes out in the in-between, we'll play the first leg of the Champions League instead. So before we go on into today's footage and the catch-up, if you're enjoying the series so far, please hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date with everything that's going on in the save. If you like today's video, please hit the thumbs up. Let us know that we're doing a good job and producing the content that you want to see. And any comments, leave them in the box down below. I'll try and get back to as many of you as I can. So let's have a catch up of what's been going on since you've been away. So after we played those 3 games, we beat Phio 3-0 in the FA Cup. We had a boring 0-0 draw against Muang Thong United, and then we went on a run of winning 3 Thai League games in a row before we beat Jeonbuk 4-1 in the first leg of the Champions League at home. It was a stellar performance from us. We really did put them to the sword, and hopefully that is us into the next round. And then we beat Nongboya Pichaya just before we come back to today's episode. So with the catch up done and the results all there on display, let's jump on into today's first game, which is going to be Jeonbuk in that Champions League quarter-final second leg. Okay, so with a 4-1 advantage from the first leg, this is the lineup we're going to put out. We've got Mele at the back, Hypercon, Henviboon, Lima and Selenon at right back. Suka, Jamikal and Pwangjan in the middle. Dehane, Theatrical and Saratrap out wide. And Jaidid is going to play up front. There was an option to bring Moanta back for this game. He has been out injured for the past 4 weeks. However, we decided to leave him out for this, and probably best not to risk him because we've got potential first leg of the semi-finals coming up. So we'd rather have him back for that than run the risk of re-injuring him or tiring him out in this game. So let's see if this team is going to carry us into that semi-final. Okay, so the first action that is coming in is a throw-in. Selenon, Huang Chan plays it forward. Theatrical tries to pass but gets blocked, and then Dehane's tried an ambitious shot, left-footed. Tries to bend it in the top corner, but unfortunately it doesn't dip in time and just drops wide. So in the first leg, we really outplayed Jeonbuk everywhere, all over the pitch. We were much better, far superior. And it looks like that is going to be the pattern that this game follows too. We are having a lot of the possession already. The shot counter is in our favour. It looks like we are taking the game to them, despite the lack of anything real happening in the game. But with the next highlight, the corner comes in. It's actually cleared away. And Jeonbuk are going to try and look to counter-attack us. Gets into the box. He's had a shot. It's not a million miles away. It was a good attempt for a counter-attack considering he was there all on his own. But drags the shot wide. And with nearly 45 minutes on the clock, not too fussed that not a lot's happening with a 4-1 advantage. But still, we are back on the attack. Pwangjan spreads it out wide. Selenon, the ball down to the right. Sarachak comes across to meet it. And there, running onto the ball, is Theatrical with a finish that goes up and over the goalkeeper to give us a 1-0 lead in the game, a 5-1 lead overall. And that's probably rewarding of the possession and the chances we've been creating. It's a sweet finish as he just ghosts in, meets it flush on the volley, goes up and over the goalkeeper and into the empty net. So Jeonbuk kicked the ball long, Lima intercepts, Theatrical, Selenon tries a pass that doesn't come off, and then Jeonbuk pounce on the ball, break into the box, and Mele is there with a fantastic save, proving his worth to the club and the reason why, like I was saying in the last episode, if he does hand in a transfer request, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to keep him at the club because I really feel that he's a player that we can build the club around. Like, as a 24-year-old goalkeeper with solid stats who's come from Uruguay, I'd really like to keep him, especially if we don't win the Champions League this season, because if the Champions League is the goal, and losing a player of that ability just would be irreplaceable. So if we win the Champions League this season, really would look to keep him with us and have a tilt at defending the title, but that's a long way away probably, and we've got defending to do in the meantime. John Book with a ball across the box, the header comes in, it's gone over the top of the crossbar, so not too dangerous. And then it's our turn with the free kick. Theatrical, exactly the same situation, swings it in left-footed, hits the head of Sarachat, but goes clean over the bar. And then from the next possession, ball swung out to Theatrical. Got lots of instructions to make substitutions going on. And we've got an injured player, that's why Suda Jamicals picked up a knock. But Dehane crosses it in, and there is Supachai jaded with his 14th goal of the season. He is playing very well as a striker, even though it's probably not his native position. I think he has performed brilliantly. And I know we keep going on about Carlos coming in, and Carlos will take that place up front, but Jaded has been fantastic in all the games that he's played in that position, so really cannot be complaining about that at all. But we have a 2-0 lead in the game, 6-1, and we are safely through to the next round. We are trying an attack with the ball gets cut out. John Booker playing it around at the back. Turn, start running at the defence, but it's almost intercepted. They do retain possession. Ball over the top, it's played straight back. And a big cross, found the man in the box. Lima with a brilliant tackle. And luckily it was offside anyway, because for a second I held my breath thinking that they might have awarded a penalty there. I didn't realise because it looked like it was a fantastic tackle. And it wasn't a penalty. And then from a corner, Nagamoto has put the ball into his own net. On first glance, I thought it was our player, but no, it just hits him on the back. Goalkeeper can't get across to save it, and we are definitely in the next round. Going to make a few more changes, get a few of these tired players off. So Paulo Lima is one who is struggling at the back, so he can come off. And then also Huang Jan looks to be struggling, so bring on Faisal Zayed to replace him. And just see the game out for the last 11-12 minutes. It's been a fantastic performance again. And 2 seasons in a row now we've made the semi-finals of the Champions League. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head who our opposition could be, but I do remember Guangzhou were going to be in the hat if they made it there, and that's a team we've already played. So fingers crossed it is them. But if not, there was nobody I can remember that we feared left in the competition. So it's looking likely that our path to the final could be a lot simpler than last year. However, we've given a penalty away right at the end of this game. Lee Dong-gook, who, that name is familiar. I think he might have actually played for Sunderland. If anybody knows whether Lee Dong-gook was a Sunderland player at one point in the Premier League, leave me a comment in the box below. I've got a feeling it was Lee Dong-gook who played for Sunderland, but it doesn't matter anyway. 90 minutes are up. We won the game 3-1, 7-2 overall on aggregate, and we are in the next round. So let's jump out of this game, got to move on forwards, find out who we are facing in that semi-final, and then we'll play the next game. Okay, as I said in the game, I couldn't remember who else were in the draw. It turns out it's Pohang Steelers that we are going to be playing. Let's have a little look at them. So, South Korean team from the K-League. They actually have a lot bigger reputation than what we do. They have Manuel Palacios as their key player. They have John Sang-jun as their hot prospect. Just looking down in the bottom right-hand corner, they've won the Asian Champions League 3 times. They've won the K-League 5 times. The 4 times the Korean FA Cup winners, and twice Korean League Cup winners. So when I said I didn't actually fear anybody, maybe I overlooked these because their estimated value as a club is £20 million. They have excellent training and youth facilities. These might actually be a team that we have overlooked, but still, Can't go into the game with fear. We got to this stage last season. We want to go one better, then we're going to have to beat these. So, yeah, let's jump on forward into the next game anyway, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, so the next match in this episode is going to be the Thai League Cup game against Nakhon Ratchasima. This is the lineup we're going to go with. We've got Melee in goal, Akon Sri left back, Thong Song and Henry Boone going to give Lima a rest at the back. Thamarasapon's going to play right back. Teatrical Fazl Zayed in the middle. Dahane wide left. Muente is going to come back in for his first game back after injury on the right. Sarachat in the middle behind Jaded. One thing to note, in the schedule, we did say that if the Champions League came in between the two games, that we would play that game instead, but it's not. So this is going to be the first of two games, and then we're going to look to rotate in the next game. But still, let's worry about this game first, get this one sorted, and then move on to the next one. Okay, so we have a throw-in to start us off. It's not a very good throw-in. It's intercepted, but played to Henry Boone. Squares it to Thong Song, to Theatrical. Sarachat to Fazl Zayed. He breaks into the box, plays it back to Akon Sri, and that's his second goal of the season. And it's a brilliant finish there with the right foot, bends it past the goalkeeper, gave him no chance. And it's a perfect start to the game after the first 6 minutes gone on the clock. Yeah, goalkeeper, no chance there. Fantastic finish. He's a player that's really done well for the team. I think we have quite a few unsung heroes in this team. He is definitely one of them. I did mention in the last episode that I think we might have a problem with Paulo Lima, especially with the South Americans coming in, whether we can keep him or not, but he really is a rock at the back. So it's a headache I'm going to have at the end of the season and see what happens with foreign players and who I can register, who I can't register, and just go from there, really, I think. However, back on the pitch, just had a cross that come in. Nobody was really in the middle. It gets cleared away. And this time it's Sarachat who's picked up a knock. So Alforzan's going to come on in his place. That is not good news. Don't know whether it will tell us potential knee injury. Now that is not good news. That is really, really not good news. With us being in the Champions League semi-finals, we really want all of our best players to be there. And if that's a serious knee injury, then that's pretty much going to rule him out, I think. If it's like 6 to 8 weeks, it's bad, but that could be a season ending. Let's hope not. But with us back on the pitch, we've had a corner to deal with, and again, set pieces seems to be our Achilles heel. The ball's played to the back post. It's headed in with the first shot on target, and they draw level. However, we get a chance to reply straight away. Alforzan's in as a shot saved by the goalkeeper after the free kick was played, and it played back to him, and we get a corner out of it, which Fazl Zayed swings in. It's headed away by the defence. Theatrical's in the leg race, can't get there first. The highlight ends anyway. So this is the competition that we struggled in last time out. We've won it twice in a row, so players know that they need to defend it, but we have struggled twice. However, Theatrical's on the ball, crosses it in, Jaded lays it back to Alforzan, and with a lucky break, dares Mohan to add the back post. He's back in the team, back in the goals, and he puts us back in front. Fingers crossed we don't need extra time again in this competition. Would be absolute pain if we have to play extra time. Want to keep these players as fresh as possible now, as I've been saying for the last 2 seasons, that rotation and fatigue seem to be a key to our Champions League performances, as we have had players who are out on their feet in some of those games. So fingers crossed we can keep our players fresh. And back on the pitch, Dahane has scored with a rocket of a left foot strike across the goalkeeper. Never going to save that. And all of a sudden, Nakhon Ratchasima have gone from being in the game to looking dead and buried. And that's a brilliant finish. He has been a brilliant signing, Len Dahane. He's come in, he's young, he's fresh, and he's just got an assist as well. There's Mwanta at the back post. It's 4-1. This game is over. So we are going to get Mwanta off the pitch. His first game back after an injury. Do not want to be risking him. So let's see who else we can bring on. We're going to bring Buriram on in place of Jaded as well. Try and give Jaded a little bit of rest. He's played quite a lot of games, and as we mentioned, his goal scoring record in the last game is pretty good. However, we're going to need them players for the Champions League, so no shame in rotating the team a little bit. And as it happens, they got us through to a 4-1 win, and we are through into the next round, which will be the semi-final of the League Cup. And we're going to move on to play exactly the same opposition, this time in the FA Cup with probably a rotated team. So we are on to the third game of the episode, again against Nakhon Ratchasima. We're going to be playing them away this time in the FA Cup. We've got a slightly rotated squad, so we've got Mele in goal, Akon 3 is going to play at left back, Pongputa, Lima and Selenon are at the back. We've got Salah and Singaraj in the middle, Dehane wide left, Mwanta's going to play 45 minutes just for match fitness on the right. Faisal Zayed will then play behind Burrell up front. So fingers crossed, this is going to be the team that will put us through to the next round of the FA Cup. This, alongside the Champions League, are the two things that we haven't won. So if the rotated squad are losing, I will start firing in the emergency first teamers to try and get us through, because it's something that we want to tick off before the end of the save. Okay, so it's been a boring first 10 minutes of the game. Make that nearly 20 minutes of the game. Not a lot happening. And in the first highlight, we are breaking forward with Singaraj. Plays the ball all the way back to Pongputa, to Lima. Spreads the play. Mwanta's got the ball. He's in the penalty area. He goes for the shot at the near post when he probably should have been squaring that ball for a tap in at the back post, but not too fussed. With half an hour of the game gone, Nakhon Ratchasima haven't even had a shot. We're having 70% of the possession. This is a frustrating first half. Even though we've dominated everywhere, goals are the one thing that have eluded us. Only the 3 shots on target, and Mwanta having the best of those. So, as said, we're going to put Pumquo on in place of Mwanta. That's going to be the only change that we make at half time, as we're being advised to bring Mwanta back in to the fold carefully. Like I said, with the Sarachat injury, the last thing that we want is to have another injury. And whilst saying that, Rahman Burrell is over with our fans. He's scored a goal. Selenon, Pumquo, who's just come on, makes instant impact. Dehane should score, really, hits the crossbar, so we'll probably get an assist for that. However, Burrell is standing right behind him to tap it into the empty net. And after a pretty uneventful first half, we didn't take very long to get in the lead in the second half. So, looking at it, Nakhon Ratchasima, so hardly having a kick of the ball. We're up at 70% possession once again. We've got a corner that comes in. Faisal Zayed runs at his man, crosses it in. Dehane there in the middle, heads it over the bar. It's strange that a winger keeps scoring goals and making assists with his head, but Dehane really has been that player that just ghosts in at the back post, will pick up anything that is in the air, and has scored quite a few headed goals in this series already. So, as the game drifts on by, I was going to say it was an uneventful 1-0 victory, and it seems that way. Anyway, as the corner comes in, it's headed over the bar, and we do win the third and final game of this episode 1-0. So, we're going to push on in the league. Let's have a look at the schedule and see where we can come back. So, looking at this schedule, we are probably going to push on now. We have got the FA Cup quarter-final and the League Cup semi-final in the mix, but those two games really aren't as important. We could win the league, potentially in that run. So if it looks like we're going to win the league, we might come back before those 2 Champions League games. If it's going to take a bit longer to win the league, we might come back just for those 2 Champions League games. And as a bit of bonus footage, if you stay tuned, we are about to experience Carlos Day, as finally the South Americans that I keep talking about are going to sign for the club. The 30th of July is coming, and we are going to show you what Carlos is about. Okay, so here he is. This is the South American I've been raving on about. He is Brazilian. He's 18 years old, stands at 5'9". He's 11 stone 2. His name is Carlos. He's our brand new striker at the club. He's rated 4 stars for pretty much all of the attacking positions. He can also play in behind, but not very well. That's not important because he's been brought in to score goals. He has probably the best stats of the regens or new gens that we have at the club, coming in a deal for £3,900. So even if he's not a success, I can see us moving him on for bigger money, but I doubt that that's going to happen because he's a player that I want to build the team around. He's a current 4-star ability, potential 5-star ability, and I am pretty excited to see what he's going to do whilst at this club. So the other South American that we have also brought in is David Belizan, and he's currently going to be in the reserves for a little bit. He cost a bit more. He's £2 million signing overall, £1 million up front and £1 million in add-ons. He has a current ability of 2.5 stars with potential 5-star ability. Our scouts were absolutely raving about him. Once they saw him, the report come back that we must go and sign him. Got him from Boca Juniors. And I think both him and Carlos are players that we are going to look to build around. Fingers crossed, if Carlos can come into the team and fire us to glory straight away, that'd be brilliant. But this one looks a bit more like a future player. So, going to leave the episode there. Again, if you've enjoyed this and you want to keep up to date, you want to see how Carlos and Belizan are going to do in the squad, please hit the subscribe button. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you've got any comments or if you want to tell me anything about Carlos or Belizan or how you think they're going to do, leave the comments in the box below. I'll try and get back to as many of you as I can. And until the next episode, stay safe. I'll see you soon.